Yesterday I was walking down the street and I saw a Hyundai Ioniq 5 and I thought, damn, that's one good looking car. And it is. It's a great car. Only, they're almost impossible to get. Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking, great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back everyone else. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon. Really appreciate your support there. If you can support us, I'll put a link in the description below. Hyundai Ioniq 5 won World Car of the Year and World EV of the Year, both of those titles. And I made a video which I was lambasted for, critiqued for. Lots of people were very critical of this video, where I said I wasn't sure it deserved to be the World Car of the Year, because I believe the World Car of the Year should be a car that you can actually buy. For example, for me, it wouldn't make sense if the rematched Navira electric supercar was World Car of the Year. Now, don't get me wrong. It's probably the best car in the world you can buy. Could very well be. But frankly, almost no one will ever find out because it is only being made in a tiny amount, right? What are they making? 60, I think, of them? Well, the thing is, Hyundai isn't really taking production of the Ioniq 5 seriously. I don't know why, but many reports are saying that Hyundai's EV supply chain is having numerous issues right now. Now, as you know, if you're in Australia, you already know what I'm talking about. It's very hard to get an Ioniq 5. You've got to go into a lottery, basically get online, and they have this thing where, you know, you can jump online at 11 a.m. in the morning and there'll be 100 cars for sale, and you've got to get in quick and you've got to click first. And if you're not there, and if you don't, I don't know, have some amazing bandwidth and get a bit lucky, you won't be able to get one. The truth is, they're very hard to get in many countries around the world, not just Australia. In fact, here's an example. In Florida, there is less Hyundai Ioniq 5s for sale than there are Hyundai dealerships. And that is reflected in Hyundai's Ioniq 5 sales in the United States, which frankly just deplorable. What is going on? The weird thing about this is Ioniq 5 sales were starting to gradually go up. Now, for example here, January sales were pretty dismal, 989. February, big improvement, 2,556. Again, March, 2,700. Now, don't get me wrong, this is still a very tiny number of cars, considering the United States car market is absolutely enormous. And this is in the US, right? April, 2,677. So still a pretty good month. Here is where things are not so good. May, 1,918. And they jump back in June to 2,853. But then sales have declined every single month. July, 1,978. August, down again, 1,516. September, down again, 1,306. So as you can see, the so-called ramp up Hyundai claimed it would do of the Ioniq 5 hasn't happened. In fact, it appears they're ramping down. Why? Well, many people claim that because Hyundai EVs no longer qualify for the federal tax credit, therefore Hyundai doesn't want to sell them in the US anymore. They're only selling them as compliance cars in Europe, where they also don't sell very many of them. Now, the reality is, from the first half of this year, Hyundai's EV sales put it as the Ioniq 5, the 17th best-selling electric car in the world. But since then, sales have crashed off a cliff. I don't know exactly what's happening, but I do know that I wouldn't be giving a car that no one can buy, or almost no one can buy, World Car of the Year. I would say, you know what? If you want this title, surely at least 1% of the world's population should be able to buy the car. Like just 1%, a single 1%. Right? I'll be even more generous. What about 0.1%? 0.1, would that be fair? If you're going to have World Car of the Year, should 0.1% of the entire global population be able to buy that car? Or what about less than that? What about 0.01%, which this car doesn't hit right now? 0.01. You see my point? Is it really the World Car of the Year when no one, or almost no one, can own one? In September, Hyundai Motor North America sold 59,000 cars in the US, about 11% more than a year ago, which is pretty good. That improved the year-to-date result, but it's still lower than a year ago at 530,000, or down 10%. However, Ioniq 5 sales only represent 2.2% of Hyundai's total volume, which is also the lowest level since the launch of the model. The thing is, people know this is a good car and they want to buy it. So the demand is there. This is not a demand problem. Now, I know many people watching this video might be fans of Tesla or fans of whatever brand, and you think there isn't demand for the Ioniq 5, but I can tell you now, there is more than enough demand to sell tens of thousands of these cars. Tens of thousands. Now, Hyundai did recently announce a $1,500 price increase for the 2023 model year version of the Ioniq 5. However, I don't think that plays into it. It's still an excellent car for the money. So far this year, Hyundai Ioniq 5 sales in the US have exceeded 18,000 in total. That's 3.5% of Hyundai's total volume. And it's likely that Hyundai will sell around 24,000 in total in the US for the entire year. Now, what about Hyundai's hydrogen-powered car, the Hyundai Nexo? Hyundai surprisingly sold 27 of these in the month of September. However, that's down 48%. They've sold a total of 345 year to date, which is actually an increase of 22%. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 is the first model from Hyundai which is based on the Hyundai Motor Group's eGMP platform, which is also used by the Kia EV6 and the Genesis GV60. Next year, the Ioniq 5 will be joined by the Ioniq 6, which set a pretty impressive pre-sale record of 37,446 pre-orders on the very first day it went on sale in its home country of South Korea. Now, what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think? Am I crazy here? Am I right? Am I wrong? Would you like to buy an Ioniq 5 but you can't? Please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.